welcome back to Sisters Unedited. We thank you so much for joining us this week. I am here, like every week, with my sisters. My name is Kimberly Lindsay, and I'm so excited to be sharing this stage with my sisters. I'll let them introduce themselves.
I am Tara Porter, always have been, always will be, here with my sisters on Sisters Unedited.
And I'm Shamika Nicholson, and I am super excited to be here. And we would definitely like to send a shout out to Cassandra, who's still ill.
2 weeks in a row, what are they trying to do? Kill her? And you know it's work.
It's work.
Hardest working woman in the DFW.
Yes, I believe so.
People who know her don't send her cake to make
Yes,
her
you
feel
do.
better.
Yes, you do. It makes her feel better. I'm telling Cassandra, they tried to get in the way if you can.
Well, listen, as much as we hate it, we have to carry on without her anyway. And today's topic is something that I've seen from afar. I don't know, I haven't had to go through it, but divorce.
Just disappeared.
Time of death?
Time of death.
Divorce and the effects of divorce on your family and the kids
That's a
and
big one.
extended family, because you don't really know how it affects everybody else. When you get married, you marry that person. But
Family
you marry the
and
family.
everything. You do.
And for all intents and purposes, you married the whole family.
And people always say, well, I'm not marrying them. I'm marrying their family.
Yes,
Yes, you are.
well, apparently there are some people here who know about this. So,
I've been around the block twice.
I've been around the block once.
And it's a long trip around the block. It really is. I tell you what, and having children, it sucks. But if I even go back to my parents divorcing, it really leaves a lifelong stain on your life. It is one of the things
Did it?
and maybe you don't like the word stain, but it definitely has an effect. Like the fact that it has an effect on everything, like what you missed that you wish you had, as far as the time that you missed with both of your parents under the same roof. Some of the time that you miss with a parent who is no longer in the household. It has a lot of different effects.
I'm a child of divorce, and I don't recall a time where I thought about what I missed. I think I
disagree.
probably hated that they got divorced, or I was confused or upset, but I don't recall thinking I wish they were together.
Maybe you don't recall. Because you're old now, so maybe when you were younger, you had moments.
Ooh, she tried it.
Shade, every
And if you hadn't said anything, I might have made it. She was
No,
gonna
no,
roll
no.
it.
She had did
the
the hair
eyebrow
flip.
had gone up.
It had gone up. It was too
Well, I'm
late.
older than her, America, so okay.
Yeah, well, I
If
don't
you're old,
recall
I'm
it.
dead.
Time of death. I don't recall having a problem with it. If I did, it probably didn't last a long time.
Well,
I don't
but
feel
here's-
like now it makes an issue for
But
me.
it doesn't have to. It makes issues because it doesn't have to make an issue as far as I feel bad or I feel like I miss things. Because what about the fact that you came from a broken home? How to have a lifelong partner is something that you will never know. You didn't learn that. You could learn
still
it.
think I could
You
do
still could. I'm not saying you couldn't. I'm saying it still affects everybody. It's a million different ways that divorce affects. Whether it's relationships
Or it might hinder you from getting to that point,
there are some
and
people
you don't
who will
even
not
know it.
marry because of it. Yeah, it's
Well,
I
that could
know.
definitely be me, 'cause
I know. To
See,
be honest with you,
she
we're
runs
gonna get
from
something
the
done
bouquet.
this hour. We're gonna
She
get
runs from that
something
bouquet.
done this
I
hour.
agree. I agree with her. I definitely am scared.
I'm not. See, I don't feel like I'm.
You know what?
care.
I've done it. I've divorced twice, and people always ask me, "Well, would you ever marry again?" And the answer is always a resounding yes. I'm not bitter. I don't have a lot of luggage over it, but there is a residual effect. There is still the fear of having to go through that again. Like no matter
Especially
how
when
much
you
you
marry a
love
crazy
somebody.
person. Yeah.
Well, but the only thing I can do, and there is no guarantee, but the thing that I do for myself is I self-evaluate. What did I do that I could have done differently? And the one thing that I've learned about myself is I have to slow down. In both situations, I feel like both relationships took off way too fast, and once my emotions were involved, I was done. I was all in, and that's not enough. Love is not enough. That's an emotion.
You said,
I was just
said a
telling-
word.
I was just telling my cousin on the way here, the lady that made that song, "No Romance Without Finance." You gotta have a job.
If you wanna.
Be with me. That lady knew what she was talking about.
So,
Hello?
so aside from those emotions, you need a job.
Yeah.
You need some mental stability.
Ooh, amen.
You need to have a
Amen.
relationship with God.
With God.
Can you
Jesus and
please
baby
know the Lord?
Jesus.
Because if nothing else, you know what? And I'm not a Jesus freak. I'm not a Bible thumper. But I feel like for me, I feel like if I know that a man has a spiritual grounding, I feel like I have a way to hold him accountable. Because I know what you know. I need to know what you know first, because you could be claiming you're a scripture reader or that you're a Christian. But once I know what you know, and if I know that you know what I know you know that you're supposed to know to head a household in a family, then I have something I can hold you accountable for, and you have something you can hold me accountable for. If we both agree that we believe in a higher power and we know that that's where we set our standards from, I think that whole evenly yoked thing is real.
I agree with you on that. I definitely agree with you. But, like back to what we were saying about how it does affect the kids. I see my children, my son go from like this happy-go-lucky kid that, thinks his dad can fix everything in the whole wide world. And then
Nothing
we
like
went
the daddy
superhero daddy. And then it went through a horrible divorce. I wouldn't wish that separation on nobody. Somebody I don't even like. And it's a few people I don't even like.
And you still wouldn't wish that.
And I still wouldn't do it because it was the craziest thing. Like, oh my God. It was almost like I was in fear.
How do you do that though? I don't understand this. How do you, Shamika, I love you, I want to marry
Right,
you,
I just said
How
that.
do you go from that to I hate you and to doing destructive
To
things?
I want to kill you, to I want you in
I would
jail.
never, that's the devil. I'll never understand it. I would never.
I thought, and you know what? A lot of times I used to think, I was like, I think he got a demon in him. Something ain't right.
I think the devil is definitely busy and accountable for some of this behavior. Because how you turn love one, because to me, here's my thing, and I know everybody's not like me. My family calls me Pleasantville, and I'm okay with that. To me, if I'm not as Pleasantville as, but I'm still in the city of Pleasantville. I haven't left.
Well,
the
you
city.
live in the suburbs now.
She live in the attitude.
I'm not in the busy part where I'm I'm not affecting
You're
as
not
many
in
people.
Main Street. You're not Pleasantville Main Street.
Well, wherever I am, I still
Lord.
believe wholeheartedly. Once I give my heart and my love to someone, it is for to this day. My two ex-husbands still have a piece of me, and they always will. Even though my last divorce was horrible, I don't understand how people can say that they love someone, and even when, things were. I have every reason to hate my current ex-husband. I have every reason to hate him. I don't hate him.
Oh, you know why? And not to say that, right? Not to say that you have to hate them, because if you hate them, they have power over you. So
tell people that
if you hate them, boo, they
have
win.
power over you.
And I like to
Exactly.
win around here. Okay.
I'm not even in it for the win. I'm in it for the comfort.
I'm just
not
saying.
hating someone brings me a sense of peace, but I just don't.
But
I don't know how.
I don't understand
know how to hate
you
someone that I love
somebody,
so much.
Right, that you even if a relationship
You gotta really go far for
ends,
me to just.
I
Be
don't
like,
understand
I hate
how
you.
it goes from this isn't working out for us to now we hate each other. I feel like if you love somebody, like truly love somebody, then you will always have love for them. Like you don't want to see them do bad.
And
I
real,
don't
and
even-
real love doesn't hurt, but it's just I hear you. But real love doesn't hurt. And the people who do
You'll be saying another thing if I told you.
the behavior that your
Well,
husband
see, that's because they did some behavior. They did
right,
some
the
ugly
behavior
things.
that your husband had, the behavior that mine had, whether it's from hurt or anger or whatever, it's just that's the part that I don't understand. Like, did you really ever love me if you could go this far? Even though you're mad at me, I'm not saying what you want to hear. I'm not doing what you want me to do.
Even
I
though
want out of this marriage, and you're not happy about that. You feel rejected. I'm hurting your feelings. Whatever the feelings are, I just will never be able to come to grips with.
Yeah,
you
and you know what? At the end of the day, even though he did me dirt, in his words, because he's an islander, even though he did me dirt, I still couldn't put him in jail. You know what I mean? And I should have.
Yeah.
But you have to think about it. At the end of the day, my son, that is still his father. There's nothing I can do about
And
that.
how do kids rebound from that part of it?
And when they see it,
when they see
worse.
that ugly, the monster that comes out of.
Because
Whether
think
it's
about
the
it, we
husband
just
or
got
the
through
wife.
saying the daddy superhero. So when you're the daddy superhero
and then your
or the
kids
stepdaddy
see
superhero, and then you
behave
turn into
so
a monster.
ugly to the mother, or the mother behaving ugly to the father.
Either way.
Yeah.
How do the kids rebound from that? Because they're looking at you sideways, like,
Yeah,
what is
like
that?
it's your fault.
The community, family. What about your relatives? We have a relative who she divorced, and when she divorced, a lot of the relatives still love the ex. Didn't have a problem with him, but her feelings were hurt because she's like, he did me bad, and y'all still cool with him. Well, here's another way that divorce hurts a lot of other people, because you gave us him. I gave to this day, my children's father, my first husband, is still cool with my dad. They're still in love like two little children. When they get together, they kicking and playing and going on dates and everything. And I'm okay with that. That's still, to me, that's my children's father.
I mean, yeah.
He's still family to me. And to me, like I said, you still have peace in my heart. We are never going to be able to be married. We can't be a couple, but we can still be cordial.
I took my heart back. I took it big.
All of all
I took it all back from him. I took it big. I took that big.
He can't have none of it no more.
Nothing.
So you took him back, and so the family cannot kick it with him. He is not.
Guess
allowed
what?
To call or
My
text.
crazy family in Detroit.
They don't want to
They
part.
don't-
Yeah, he went far.
They want to do him dirt.
Yeah, he
They want to do him dirt.
Yeah,
They
he
don't.
went far.
Mm-mm.
But that's another. But then.
See, I
But you
that's
don't
one
have to-
thing
but
I
you
can
don't have
count
to try to
on.
break them up.
Them Nicholsons,
They
they
there.
rolling with me.
Yeah.
Whatever go
Regardless.
down.
But see, that's the thing.
They
If
rolling
it's,
with
if
me.
it's an
When it goes to that
amicable divorce where we just don't do each other
Then
anymore,
that's different.
That's
Right.
different.
And that still comes with fighting people. That's not, we had a nice time and we just outgrew each other. That still can come with fighting and disagreements, but people haven't gone so far that they've
But
made
you go
enemies.
threatening and laying
You
hands
gone
on and
to the
tearing up
point
stuff, then that's another.
Because you cannot return from
Let,
that point of
let
no
me tell you
return.
something about Faye.
Come back from that.
My mama, Lord help everybody. She is the wrong one. She has different personalities, and that other side, that dark side, you don't want to see. So no, Faye ain't messing with you. If I ain't messing with you, Faye ain't messing with you.
So look at how it affects our society. So it tears up the household, then it tears up the family, and then look at the community. It affects the community. How many times, like Steve Harvey always says this, he always says that when he said, you all are gonna like when I say this as women, but when men and women separate, men have a hard time separating their relationships with the children from their relationship with the woman.
And that's
so
what
when
happened.
they separate, they leave
And
everybody.
that's obvious. That is so.
So look at how
totally
that,
obvious.
and look at how that affects the
It,
children.
it,
though.
it did, and
And it,
you
and
know,
it leaves a legacy because
it
other little
does.
boys watch men do that, and then when they become men, they learn that that's how you handle that situation.
my son
and
is
it's not-
14.
Just had a like
Uh-oh.
that teaches girls that it's okay to let them go. So we don't even want to fight for these men in a relationship because
'Cause
when
it's
my
normal.
father left and we got along okay without him.
Yeah.
So that teaches you as a woman in a relationship.
Easily
all right,
let go.
I'ma holler at you then.
Yeah. Oh.
Light bulb.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, sometimes that may be a good thing. You can look at it in a bad
It
way.
depends on how
or
far. It depends on what the issues are.
It depends on what the issues are, or you can show your child that you can overcome those type of things. Like, you know, I
But
would
there's
like
a
to.
difference in overcoming, Shamika,
And
and
being
being
willing
so
to
willing
leave.
to just let it go
Yeah,
at the
those
first
two
sign
different
of
things.
trouble.
Yeah, no, I didn't say
If you can't keep it, if it's not physically, mentally, and emotionally good for you, and you
Healthy.
can't keep it, then that's one thing. But if you don't even know if it's that bad, and
just
you're so
running
willing to
easily,
run,
yeah.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
that's a horror. But again, that's
Well,
just how it's
marriage
affecting
is
the family.
recyclable. Clearly, it is recyclable. People are throwing away the old parts and getting new ones, and the parts they got thrown away, someone else is now it's their new.
Wow.
They can have that.
Well,
They could definitely
we could
have
talk
it.
for days about this, and we're going to continue, but we got to take a break. We got to pay some bills. So we'll be back in just a moment, and make sure you return. You don't want to miss anything. So come right back to Sisters Unedited. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
dreamed about it and prayed about it. Starting your own business. Well, you can do it, and you don't have to do it alone. No matter what your business, Genesis Preferred Solutions will help you succeed. Here's Cassandra Bradford.
We're a Christian organization designed to help you succeed at what God has called you to do.
Genesis Preferred Solutions will help you avoid the pitfalls, fears, and costly mistakes first-time businesses often make. They'll guide you through the proper forms and help surround you with wise counsel.
We partner you with other people that can help you become successful. We want to do the paperwork for you so you don't have to.
And Genesis Preferred Solutions offers free training and seminars designed to promote success through the Word of God.
Put action to the plan that you have.
You are the best at what you do, so let's get started. Call Genesis Preferred Solutions now and ask about a tailor-fitted package for you. 800-718-2425. That's 800-718-2425. Church leaders, call today to schedule an exciting free seminar for your church or group. 800-718-2425. Go online to genesispreferred.com and do your own business by the book.
Wilson with KRWC.TV, and we're here with the Run Women's Conference meetup group in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, at the beautiful Embassy Suites Hotel at 741 Phillips in the medical district in Oklahoma City. We're here every first Thursday for our networking meetup group. We're here to build relationships. We're here to grow our business. We're here to meet new people. We're here to get information and exciting ideas. And this is just a precursor to the Run Women's Conference 2016 that will be held here live in June 20th, 2016. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, you can go to runconference.org and get your early bird tickets now. Or you can give us a call at 1-800-718-2425. And you can call us and we'll tell you how to get your tickets. Or you can text the letters RWC to 55469, and it'll bring up our information on your iPhone, your smartphone, and you can get all the information you need about the Run Women's Conference 2016. So check us out. We're in 3 cities next year. That's in California, in Alhambra, California, on May 20th. We're in Oklahoma City, June 20th, and we're in Dallas, Texas, July 22nd, 23rd, with the beautiful Sheila E., who's going to be speaking and performing live for us on July 23rd. So catch us, Run Women's Conference 2016 at www.runconference.org. Cassandra Wilson with KRW.
We are back with Sisters Unedited. We're talking about the big D word, divorce.
No, I thought you were going to talk about the big D.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
Y'all
Okay,
nasty. Get your mind out the gutter.
No,
We was
she's
talking
nasty.
about Dallas.
She nasty. She led him into that. That's
It
her
could have been
fault.
Dallas.
Dallas.
Okay, so what about this? So we're talking about divorce. What's the right way to tell your children? How do you tell? Is there a right way? That's got to be the hardest thing to say. That was hard for me to tell my kids. That was hard. Like my youngest was only 3, so how to tell her wasn't as much of a challenge as telling the older girl because she understood what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So was this your kid's dad?
My daughter's father, no. My son's father, yes. My daughter was happy. My son, he was confused. It made him. I had to send him to a therapist. It made him act up in school. He was really angry, and sometimes he do have spurts where he get angry. Even like after the long drawn out divorce and PPO and craziness and foolery, I still said, look, this is what we can do. I'm gonna meet you somewhere with your child.
Because we still have to co-parent.
And we did that for a hot minute, but that kind of went out the door, and then it's just promises. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that.
That's when it gets hurtful
And then this is where I want to get ugly because it's okay with me.
Right, now you're doing it to the baby.
It's okay with me because I took what you gave me. I took what
and you chose it.
dished out.
The baby didn't choose.
But don't mess with my kids. I'm like a lioness in the jungle. I
everybody.
will cut you. It's a cut.
Well, you know what I did? You said your son acted out, and typically children do. And so the one thing that I tried to avoid was that, and I know I can't say that my supermom hero powers actually work or not. But what I did, I had my daughter in the car one day. Both of them were in the car. The youngest one was asleep. So I said, hey, tell me what you think and how you feeling about the whole situation. And she's like, I don't know. said, well, I need to know. She said, well, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I really haven't thought about how to put it in words. I said, well, take a minute and come up with some words. Let me know. She told me she was disappointed in us and that we had let her down. She thought that we were going to be the parents that taught her how to have a happy family, how to be married. So she was very disappointed. So
she told you.
she did, and I gave her the opportunity to be honest, and I understood what she said exactly, and I couldn't disagree with that point. But what I told her, I said, well, here's the deal. It is what it is. It's unfortunate. I'm sorry. I apologize emphatically. I am so sorry. I wish that there was something I could do to roll this thing back, and maybe there would be a point we could go back to and start over, but that's just not how it works. But I made some requirements for her. What you're not going to do is use this as an excuse to act a fool. Most children in their hurt sometimes lose control. I'm telling you right now that you must gain and continue to keep control of yourself. Your grades are not going to drop. Your behavior is not going to change. You will feel sad. We will cry. We will pray. We will play. We will do things to distract ourselves to feel better, but you will not fail in life because our marriage didn't work out. That's what you're not going to do. Now, I don't know if that had a huge impact, if that helped her to stay on track, but that was my first thought. Like, I don't want you to come unwound and lose. Everything doesn't have to be gone because that component is gone. But it's common.
And it's different per child and per sex of the child.
Yeah,
Because girls and boys
two different things.
operate completely different.
Because that's another one of my issues though with society. The way we teach children so differently. We teach girls to be nurturers. It's okay for girls to have feelings and cry. Boys don't get to feel. They don't get to cry. They don't get to ask for help. Man up. You telling little bitty. I've heard people. I'm in the hair industry, so I've heard people in the barber salon environment tell little bitty boys in the chair, man up.
Well, you
The
know,
baby is in diapers.
Hold on now.
much
Hold
man up
on.
can you-
There's too much stuff going on out here, okay?
Yeah, but they get to
I'm not
be
saying
allowed
be
to have
soft all the time,
emotions.
but they do get to have feelings. They get hurt. Boys hurt like girls hurt.
Yeah, I know. But
There's a line.
It's a line.
There is a line,
I don't
but the
know.
line does not have to be as
I'm
fine
sorry.
as it is.
And you know, it's a realization that you have to come to as a mother. Like,
When it's time to let somebody else.
when it's time to let somebody else show him how to be a man, because I can do a lot of things.
But you cannot do that.
I cannot do that. And as women, as mothers, you should realize
Yeah.
when,
You have to be honest about
You
it.
gotta be
where
honest.
your skill stops and somebody
Where
else
your-
has to come in and help out.
because you know, I done led my baby astray. You know, I
Did you have
have.
him peeing sitting down?
I not that part, not the, you know, he was there, his father was there for that
that,
stuff.
yeah.
But I'm talking about dealing with women, because I just was like, I don't want you to be.
You raised in prejudice, basically.
I don't want you. I want you to be a good man. I want you to be sweet, and you know. But I didn't put emphasis on to people that deserve it.
Right. Because
So-
he needs to be able to protect himself. In the
So my
process.
baby been out there getting his heart broke, and you know that make me want to send my niece out there to do. You know,
come do.
Everybody was.
Well, how old is he?
he's 13.
Well, we got time. We can still
We
work
do,
with that.
we
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
We
But
have time to correct
now
that a
is
little
the
bit, to
time
give him, right.
that he needs the influence of a real man, and I really, 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 really want to send a shout out to all the men and stepfathers that step in.
Amen.
And
Even
the
community, people who
boyfriends,
aren't
even
related at
community,
all.
even church members, even
Please
uncles.
keep it up. Pay it forward and pass it on.
Please,
Teach
it is
somebody
so
else.
important because you know I just realized like, dang, I told my baby all that. He looking at me like, dang, mom.
I did everything you said.
Yeah,
This
and
didn't
it's not
work.
working.
Yeah.
But shout out to you, and then to all the mothers who are not allowing men into these boys' lives. You have got to go out there and actively find someone to help nurture your son.
And
into
it cannot be
manhood.
anyone.
It
You do have to
cannot
do
be a
your
street
homework.
thug. It has to be somebody reputable.
And
in
not
the
even street
community.
thug. You have to be careful that some people advertise themselves as mentors and things like that. You need to get to know these people before you stick them with your children to make sure that they are who they say they are.
Because a lot of mothers,
Because the wolf in
we have
sheep's
had
clothing
that
is
debate
real.
as women. Can a woman raise a man?
Man, right.
And
Sure
a
she
lot
can.
Of a lot of women will say, "Well, yes, absolutely. I don't need a man to do." A son needs a man to show him how to be a
Sure
man.
he does.
And a girl needs a man to show her how to deal with men. They need both.
Absolutely.
So the bottom
I
line is whether you're
agree.
raising boys or
Absolutely.
girls, bottom line is you have to find the balance.
You
If the
do.
man is not in the household, you need to bring somebody into that child's life boys and
To
or
show
girls.
her how she deserves to be treated.
And fathers, if there are single fathers out there, if you have daughters and you don't have a lady in your life, find someone. I don't care if it's mentors at school, at church, wherever. There needs to be a lady to teach her lady things. There are
Lady
things that you
things.
can't teach her.
And if you realize that your baby mama or your mother, your baby's mother, or the mother of your children is not that example, then you need to find somebody else.
Fast and in a hurry.
There are
Because
always options.
that's why, you know, we have all these trifling girls out here. These
Oh, yeah.
women that just give stuff and give their body, give all of their
Because they
time.
haven't been taught how to,
They
like you
haven't
said,
been taught.
like what you said you missed with your son, finding someone who deserves that first before you give it all away. So the co-parenting piece, though.
Yeah, the co-parenting
God.
is, oh my goodness.
Let me tell you something. I made a promise to myself, and I said I'm not going to be anybody's baby mama. And that person, in case you don't know who she is, she's argumentative and bitter about every damn thing. She's never happy. She uses the children as a tool. You know, well, if
Right.
you don't bring X amount of money, or if you don't do this,
Right.
and you're not. Listen,
I
let me tell you
am
something.
not her.
Let me tell you something. My children's dad is a decent father. I'm not ever gonna say he's not a deadbeat at all. But he rides a fine line of doing just enough to look like a good dad and doing more than enough so that I don't look deadbeat. Anyway. I don't ever.
That's a
It's a-
trachea, chop you in your trachea look.
It
Right,
is.
right.
It is.
trying.
And that's where I am.
Because you're trying.
You trying me.
That's where I
Tight
am.
lipped.
Well,
Make you mad.
I promised myself that I wasn't gonna be the baby mama type, the argumentative, curse him out,
Mm-hmm.
and I did really well. Only one time, early in the divorce, this is with the first husband. But when I did it, honest to God, I let him have it for everything it was worth. And as soon as I hung the phone up, tears just went everywhere. I felt horrible that I did that. I felt horrible that I did that. That was a baby mama moment. And I prayed about it. I forgave myself pretty immediately, and I dried it up because he really deserved it. But I didn't want to do it that way. I just don't want to do it that way. I don't want to be that way. And even now, when we don't agree, this is what a lot of women don't get. You can't make him do anything.
You sure can.
But it is still not your right to take that relationship from your children. That's still their raggedy
I
daddy.
disagree.
Whatever type of raggedy he is, that's their raggedy daddy. If he's a bad influence, then don't do visits where there's not, supervision. Then go visit with them or send them with someone else. But don't
Yeah.
take him away.
Have your mama drop them off.
With something, but,
Do
but
something.
if he's sorry and he doesn't do, because let's be real, you made it with him.
Right.
You chose that baby daddy. And people with I didn't mean to get pregnant. You chose that baby daddy. If you didn't take every single possible precaution to not have babies, then you chose your baby daddy.
Just say
and
no.
if you took precautions, then maybe you didn't choose the right person and your precautions failed you. That's why you gotta be careful. Even with protected sex, you have to be careful. If I slip up and have a baby with this person, would I be all right with that? Because it could happen.
It could happen.
So when you
Ooh,
choose
Lord,
these guys,
children,
you
think
can't
about
be, we can't be mad
That's
at
scary.
everything they do, and we're not accountable for anything. You
You're
lay down with
accountable.
that guy. So we have
After
to be
your
mature.
brother told you, rest
Nah.
his soul.
Right.
After Big Fred said no.
He ain't
This
no
ain't
good
the
for you.
one.
See,
This ain't the one.
And you had to have it. You
please
had
listen to the big Freds in your life.
Because people like the bad. They like the rough guy, the roughneck, whatever. Have whatever you're going to have. Bottom line is, if you have children with someone, I don't care what kind of guy or girl your other parent is. It's just not your right to take that relationship away
It's
from your
not.
children, even if they're not paying
Use
child
them as
support.
bait,
Even if they're
lie,
not, it's not okay.
use them as
and you know
pawn.
who's doing the bait thing is that's the one you can't get over the relationship. You want them back,
Yeah,
so you
yeah.
Right.
come on, y'all.
Come over here.
It's
and
not
and
fair.
You can see the baby if you come to
If
my
you come
house.
see, that's not cool. That's
and
not
then,
cool.
And then he get that she in lingerie and the baby.
And
ain't
guess
even
what?
home.
And guess what? Ask me what?
What?
When the kids get grown and they tell a story to the children, when the mothers who did this baby mama stuff tell the story to the kids, it's not gonna sound anything
Oh
like what
no,
it really
he was deadbeat. He didn't want to see you. He was
Your
hard
daddy
daddy.
wasn't nothing. He wasn't nothing.
And
he wasn't never
you
gonna
know
be
what?
nothing. No,
And I
so
don't-
you're not gonna tell him you was chasing him and you wanted to be with him and you still tracking who he was dating.
Right. And that's something that
Ratchet.
I never did. I explained to my
I'm
son,
done, I'm done.
it's
I don't
not
care
your
who you
fault. It is not your fault. At this point, what your daddy is doing to us and to me, it ain't got nothing to do
That's
with
a
you.
hard job though.
And it is.
I
And
hate
guess
having to do
what?
that. That's the
And
part I
guess
hate.
what I said? I said, and Andre, it's just that he don't know what to do. He's
But
not
I hate
himself.
that job. I hate the
Because
job
you
of
have to
being
be
a
the
cleanup
bigger
woman.
person and,
You
and
gotta
make
be.
it,
You gotta
make
pick
it where
those
that
kids
child
up.
can look at
For
that
your
man
kid.
again
For your kid.
in a respectful way, no matter what
That's
it's
the
doing
hardest.
to you.
Shout out, let's take a toast to the moms and the dads who are in that situation who do a great job at it.
Mhm.
Shout out.
Because you know what word that is? It's one of my favorite words. That is having integrity.
Yeah.
Because no matter how much he's wronged you, you're still having the integrity to step back, remove Sharmika from it, and look at the children and the relationship with the dad and say, hey, outside of what's going on with me and this person, here's what we need to deal with my
But let me
children
tell you,
and this person. And that's a hard
It's
job.
a God. God had to
Absolutely.
give me that.
There is no way to do it without God. Period.
God had to
It's
give me
not
that.
happening.
Ain't nobody else give me that. God had to give me
yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know, because also all I can say,
Cheers to God, because
shout
I'm
out.
telling you, believers better keep believing, because there's going to be plenty other tests and other reasons where you need to get on those knees, because how to tell your children, how to help them through it, how to help, because listen, we're talking about helping your children through, but how the hell do we get through it?
Right.
And I've done it twice. It is not an easy task.
Nothing about that
Oh
is
my
nothing that I
goodness.
ever want
It
to
is of the
ever go
devil.
through again.
Me neither.
It just seemed like I knew it was gonna be a war and a battle.
It's a nightmare.
I knew to get
use
rid
this,
of somebody.
I use this example. I said there have been times where I felt like I was sleeping with the enemy. When you can turn it on and turn it off, you're so in love and I'm boo and I'm baby, and the next minute I'm all a bunch of other types of verbs and adjectives, and that's sleeping with the enemy.
Yeah, because from one moment to the next, you don't know who it is.
Either I'm one or the other. Make up your mind and then treat me accordingly, and then I can make an informed decision based on what I really know about you and what we're doing here. Because
It's
the
nothing.
back and forth.
That stuff.
Is there a way to avoid that?
I don't think it is. The devil is busy, but I think this.
I'm
you
gonna
can-
say I think is a way to avoid this. Don't make decisions about who you're gonna be
But it's
with.
no guarantee, though, is my point.
Look,
You're right, but there's
yeah.
no guarantee with
This is what I'm gonna say though. Going forward, I made my decisions about being with the man by asking God. I'm just telling you, at the end of the day, God say this ain't the one, I'm going with this ain't the one.
But we have to consider this. There is no foolproof way, simply because we are fleshly, sinful human beings. And we do it all the time. We put God in some of our messes and say it's Him. Sometimes you're doing that and you don't realize it. Sometimes you're so in love with that raggedy
No.
monster.
I'm saying in the beginning before we get to that point. But I get what you're saying. I
You gotta
agree.
be careful. But so taking time is right.
Yeah.
Taking your time and getting to know
Taking
people.
your time.
The sex thing, the 90-day thing is not meant to be a game. And for any men who are watching who see this, the 90-day thing is not about a game. It's about really just kind of checking to see what you really want, because it's very often that people aren't honest about what they want in the relationship. Men will lie in a minute to get sex. They will say they want a relationship because they know the woman wants a
they love
relationship.
you, and
they
they
will say they
don't.
love you. So with us having to contend with that, then we do have to take our time and say, okay, I'm gonna have to put sex off, for as long as possible, because I need to just get the raw emotion from this person. Let me get to know him and let him get to know me.
And that's what men don't, I think they realize it, but they ignore it. The 90-day rule is just simply that.
Just taking some time.
Because when we start sleeping with somebody, we get emotionally attached.
And they know
involved,
that.
And then it blinds us to your ignorant garbage, and then we get
they
married
know
to
that.
you.
Hold on.
And
Let me just say this. Do you know a study has been done, and I don't know who did the study because I read it somewhere, and I do apologize. I will come back with facts later. However, it is a study that has been done that when you sleep with people, when
I
women
bet you just saw the thing that we just saw. Mm-hmm.
when you sleep with people, their energy
yeah, it's transferred.
is transferred inside you and stays inside your body for 7 years.
Yeah. So when you load that number up from 1 to 12 of different people,
Yeah, we're just gonna round it off
you
at
just
12.
round it off at 12.
Them body bags is something
The
horrible.
body bags is in there. Just
Okay.
And it affects, the study says it affects your
So
personality,
if you
your mood,
think
your
about
thought
that,
process.
if somebody energy is transferred into you, how the hell do you expect us not to be emotional?
Exactly.
How do you expect
There's
that?
no way.
Are you
It's not possible.
serious?
It's not possible.
There's no
We
way.
don't got a peety weedy. We ain't sticking.
Yeah, we ain't sticking.
We innies.
Right. We're receivers. We're receivers. We're not the
Duh.
pitchers.
What do you think?
So so that's another whole talk show. That whole 90-day thing,
Ooh, child.
because it's getting
When we do the
ridiculous
dating
out
show,
here.
we're gonna do the dating show live. You guys stay tuned and be watching our Sisters Unedited page, because we're gonna do the live audience with that one. And when we talk about dating, surely sex is gonna come up. And
We're going to try to do some Chuck Willery, try to hook some people up and everything.
All that. Can I be on that panel to get the hookup?
I don't know. I think that might be
conflict of
Guest
interest.
only.
employee.
Yes,
know,
conflict of
We'll
interest. Because she's gonna want to
revisit.
try to take the best one, then we're gonna have people trying
Right.
to have lawsuits and stuff. Like, you
Nah,
had
I
the
don't
show
think
and
we
gave
do
the
that.
best one to the girl that works there.
Yeah, no, we can't do that.
Not in front of the cameras anyway.
Okay, behind closed doors. Okay.
Yeah, what people don't know. Well, Bottom line is the divorce rate is too damn high. It has terrible effects. I don't think there's any way around it because the other fact is the devil is busy. I don't know about, for those of you who are scripture readers, Book of Revelations, last days, critical times, hard to deal with, men lovers of themselves, no regard for life. This is where we are.
Ooh, you tried it with the whole
I did that.
fun killer, fun
Right.
buster.
She just fun snatcher.
Well,
she just snatched
I'm just
all
saying.
the fun right out of it.
Okay, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying that no one can be happy.
Now we
way.
all
I'm
about
not
to die. Hell is gonna rain down on our head tomorrow. This might be our last
I'm
show.
not saying that no one can ever be happy, but I'm
she went to
saying
the dark side.
here's the deal.
Luke, I am
Our
your
job-
father.
Our job is very difficult, is all I'm saying. Oh, am I dark, y'all? Maybe that's where I am.
Yeah.
We need to have prayer service. We're going to have prayer service on the next
Wait a minute,
commercial.
I thought she said she was on the happy side. On the
I
green.
am, but that's real information. Hey, sisters unfreaking edited.
Okay.
That's
Don't edit me.
that's very close post divorce. It's pleasant on most days,
But every now and
that
then.
cloud.
Yeah, and it's true.
She
It's
just
true.
rained revelations down on that ass.
I'm
This
just
is
saying,
true.
please believe it. It's real out here. So
Right.
people can be happy, but all I'm saying is our job is definitely more difficult. It's just
Yeah.
difficult. You're going to have to put
Or
in
you
some
can
work
just
and take your
avoid
time.
marriage altogether.
Now, who's dark?
I'm just saying that might be the option because that whole divorce business, she's not into that. She's not looking for that at all.
Well, my prayer, I'm on my knees regularly. God, can you please just send me the
I'm
one?
not here for the
I'm
divorce.
almost 50, and the next one needs to stick, okay? I don't have time to keep getting divorces and having it. And then they keep taking chunks of my life. The first one was 14 years, and the second one was about 10.
Yeah, that's a
That's
chunk.
a chunk. You know,
honey.
I don't have no more
Like
chunks
you'll
to
be dead after the next marriage.
Child, bye.
in my rocker all alone with my new cat. Y'all buy me a cat.
Time of death.
Buy me a cat. If
Nah,
Vanessa-
I'm
if
allergic.
Vanessa don't-
No,
I say
'cause
buy me a cat.
You're not
not
gonna
you.
need a cat. The chunk is gonna be so
Oh,
big.
But my
I'm
thing
big.
is,
And
that's
look, my thing is, put positive energy out there at the end
That's
of the
what I'm
day.
doing.
Okay, let's try this again.
Okay.
You had asked God, and see, this is what people be talking about. This is what God probably got a problem with y'all. He need to have a rent. Like,
on.
y'all always ask for something, don't want to never listen to nobody.
Right. Then I give it
First
to you,
of
you don't
all,
even-
that's
you
what
don't even
God
recognize
said.
it.
That's what I think he be saying to
I
us.
think so.
You know what I'm saying?
agree, you are.
So you gotta put that positive energy out there, not saying, "Oh, I hope,"
Right.
but
He will.
it
is.
will.
He's coming.
He will
He
be.
has. It's done.
And this is who I'ma die with.
Amen.
So my husband is out there, and on that note, I'm gonna say my husband is out there, my forever husband, your forever
Right.
husband, and your forever husband. And
I'm gonna go on and claim hers is already in the picture. Just saying.
well, yeah, we know her forever husband's name already.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to get into. We've talked about the effects on the children and the families, but why are these
Why?
divorces happening at such a fast rate?
Ooh, Lord.
After the break,
Whole
we're
nother
gonna
talk
dig
show.
right into
Y'all come
why
back.
the divorces are happening. So we'll see you in 2.
Y'all come back.
is Unedited, talking about divorce. Now, when we left, the last thing we were talking about was why the divorce rate is so high. That is another whole. We probably need like 3 more
We
days
need another
to talk
show
about
about that, honey.
Right.
Oh my God.
So we're gonna have to condense it.
You know what I used to think? I used to think that whenever I would hear people who were married for a long time and then they say they're getting a divorce, I'm like,
Dang.
no, my thing was like, why do you do that? Like, isn't it supposed to get greater later? Isn't it supposed to be better? Don't you grow? How do you invest that much time and then you just leave? But the reality is, from subtle to harsh, some people do just grow apart. Because I feel like that's what happened in my first marriage. I feel like we just grew apart. I feel like we were never really good for each other. I feel like the relationship moved too fast. I feel like we grew apart because you know how people have the representative show up when they first start dating?
Yeah.
I married the representative. And then one day my real husband showed up and I was like, oh.
I don't like him.
That's not the dude I dated.
Pineapples.
And you know,
She wasn't ready.
for a long time, I say about my marriage, we did business well. We got to the money, got to the few dollars now. We paid bills, got to the few dollars, but it was, you know, I guess the breakdown of me and him. I really tried to be the best wife I could, and even when I speak to him, he said, you know, you were a good wife. It's just
That's
that I
awesome.
couldn't stop.
But that's awesome validation right there. Now that fellas, if you had a good wife, go back and tell us you did good. Women, same thing. If you screwed up and you had a good mate, I just think it just helps society for somebody to say, you know what,
Right,
that was
you
my
right.
bad.
That was my bad. I just wasn't ready,
And that's
or I didn't know
fair.
myself enough.
That's fair.
Or-
It happens.
You know, it just, you know, he wanted his cake and he wanted to eat it.
And what about this?
And it's ice
And
cream.
speaking of cake,
ice cream.
first shout out to Cassandra Bradford. Speaking of cake, but cake and eat it too. Like
He
there's a
loved it.
huge epidemic of men and women who believe that men just cheat. That's just what men do. It's a societal curse, and
it's
people think that
accepted.
it's acceptable. And a lot of these men do it just because they've been raised that that's just what guys do. They teach it from little boys. They look at that woman, look at that lady. Is she fine? Is she fine? Don't you like that little girl? Is that your girlfriend? They start that with guys very early in life. And what they don't teach, and what I think they fail to realize is, any habit that you acquire in your life, that you practice for any period of time in your life, is a part of who you are. It's not going to cut off because you fell in love with someone and decided to marry. So if you were a cheater and you were, whatever your behaviors are, if it's cheating, if it's fighting, if it's not having respect for women, if those are components of your life as a habit throughout a period of time, it is not going to be realistic that you think because you said I do, it's just going to stop.
So what are some things that you would put up with that in your marriages that aren't good, but you wouldn't divorce over it?
You know what? I could think of some things myself. I feel like integrity is a big word for me, but I do feel like the integrity, I won't say which marriage, but I can say that integrity could have been higher, but I was okay with accepting that person the way that he was, because where his integrity ran short, I didn't feel like would be a detriment to our household or to our marriage, and it was culpable.
Girl, is you talking in spy? What the heck is you talking
Yeah,
about?
because I don't
Okay,
know
so-
what she just said. And did you culpable? Can somebody get a dictionary?
Okay,
Can
so
you Google her culpable for me, please?
So what I'm saying is, for example, I'll give this example, and I won't take an example from my household. So say you know a person.
Your friend. So your friend is married to somebody.
So your friend is married to someone who, let's say this person is a very hardworking person.
Okay.
And as far as the household, they don't cheat the household. It's whatever the household needs.
Okay.
But I will kick a door in for an insurance claim, though. So that's an integrity thing. You're stealing from the insurance company, but in all other areas, you're pretty cool. Overall.
So that one you could overlook and not divorce for.
I'm just saying that type of person, because there are levels of integrity, and I think that integrity is important. But because you would be the type to do certain things, because something like that you might do in a survival mode in your life. Maybe things are rough and you by any means necessary, we
I
gotta
don't know.
survive.
My mama
So
said if you steal, you will
Kill.
kill.
If you
will
kill, you
will
die.
you said that backwards, but
If you
Right.
lie,
Lie, you
you
steal.
kill.
You
And
steal,
steal,
you
kill.
kill.
Whichever. If you do one, you'll do the
You
other.
do that.
Well, the point is, I just think that there are certain things that a person could do. To me, I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't suggest it, but I wouldn't leave somebody over it. Or
Okay.
because they told me they did it, that wouldn't be something I would say, well, I would
So
never be
from
with
the
that person.
never married person, is sex a divorceable issue? Like lack of in your house?
Heck yeah, that's to me.
Is that
I'm sorry.
divorceable?
Now,
Okay, why though?
Or work-
before,
Why?
before,
But
I'm
why?
gonna tell you before. No, before I just would take it, but now that I know better, you know the Bible says
But
you
like
know
once
better,
you're married
you do
though,
better.
we talking about once you're
You're
married
married,
though.
you're married.
So I have to say why first. I have to say for me, why is that a problem? If you're giving it to other people and I'm not getting it, that's a problem. If your thing is broken and we having some health issues, then that I gotta figure out how to work with
we
that.
gotta
work
figure
with
out.
it.
Yeah,
We gotta get it fixed.
gotta get it creative.
We've got to get it fixed. We've got to get the problem fixed. But I wouldn't leave you over it. But it's got to go down. I mean, I just look at it this way.
You know what I realized after the long, horrible marriage, and the last failed relationship, and the one before that one.
You're about to make me go invisible right now.
What I realized is my value and my worth at this
Amen.
point.
Oh,
And so
preach.
today, I'm not going to say the F word, 0 Fs. I'm not taking nothing that I don't want.
I think that you don't have to settle. I think it's okay
I'm not
to.
settling
I don't
for
want you to,
nothing.
I don't want you to.
I'm
listen.
not going for nothing.
Well, what is not? Let me tell you something about that comment you just made.
You
got to
know
be
what I
careful
mean.
right, but you got to be careful because it's a broad statement. Because I
Okay.
used to say I ain't taking none of that mess. I'm not taking mess, crap.
Well,
but
let
you
me
gotta
be
be specific about that. 'Cause a lot of things look like crap.
The things that are
Not all crap is like the worst kind of crap.
okay. Let me just say this: disrespect. No more of that.
Okay,
Ever.
no more of that.
Okay.
Amen.
Ever.
Amen. Ever.
Okay.
Ever.
No more disrespect, boo.
No, boo.
No more lack of drive. What you want to
That's
do with your
nice.
life.
That's nice.
And no
That's
more
up there.
lack of God.
That's
Amen.
that's it,
And we need to
right
remix the list and put that one first.
I didn't do it in order. I'm just
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
what
that
I
one
am.
is- that one
Those
number one. Get you some
three,
Jesus.
the three highest right there.
I agree. You did a great
Respect
job.
God and drive.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Boo.
So
There
on
it
the top
is.
of the application,
Yeah. Check these 3 boxes, please.
any that apply.
Right.
Lord Jesus.
Yes, yeah. It's
Well-
hard out here for a pimp.
We didn't hit enough of the divorce stuff, so we are definitely gonna have to
That's gonna be
revisit this.
the dating
because-
show. Remember the dating show.
the
We're gonna
dating
have,
show.
and it's gonna be 2 parts. We'll talk about dating, marriage, sex, the whole 9. It's going to be the live broadcast. So
Cheating.
watch our page, Sisters Unedited, on Facebook. But we do know that it's January 30th,
31st.
31st at 1 o'clock. We haven't decided on the location yet. The location is to be announced, but you don't want to miss it.
You better come out.
Yeah, listen, because this right here, you
We
have
something
no
else.
idea
You
the
don't
foolery
know.
that you miss during commercials. The stuff that we won't say when the camera's on.
Because
So
we're-
it's
I be
going
good.
down.
I be good
We're
because I
unedited
know my
mostly
mama.
in front of the camera. Right.
Yeah,
We're
I
unedited
know
mostly
my mama,
in
my
front of the
auntie
camera.
them, and my Facebook friends, some of my church folks. That's
Yeah,
why
they
it's so
can't.
nice.
Yeah, they can't see everything.
You be so nice some days.
Yeah, some days. I ain't gonna lie.
Because you get your unedited on.
I do.
So
You
when
do.
we come, are we going to break? When we come back, we're gonna have someone has something on their mind that they need to get off.
Dun, dun, dun.
We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Sisters Unedited. And we are back with Sisters Unedited. Guess whose turn it is to rant? Mine. And I'm gonna rant the right way. You know what I'm ranting about today? You know, I'm a stylist. When I'm not speaking and uplifting and motivating people, I'm styling and making them look beautiful. Thing about it is, not everybody respects that as a career choice. Some people look at it as a hustle. They look at it as just you doing a service for them, but they don't have any respect for you necessarily because it's really about them. So I want to rant about the disrespectful clients. Let me tell you something. There are a million ways to disrespect your beautician. Number one, consistently showing up late. And some of them try to bribe me with goodies. They will bring goodies and snacks to make being late okay. It's not okay. The other clients don't like it. You're making me run late for the person after you, and the people before you are ready to go, but you've held them up. I have a horror story, and this horror story was a client who wanted a very lengthy service. She wanted a sew-in put in. And she was 2 hours late and expected to still have her hair done. It's not happening, sister.
You can get a wash
Not in
and
this
go.
chair. You can get what?
A wash and go.
You can't get anything but a deuces from me after 2 hours. 2 hours? You can get a reschedule. And then, if you do that again, you won't even be able to book appointments. You have to walk in and hope I can get you that day. Time is valuable. Time is money. So, to have the greatest relationship with your stylist, be on time and still bring her goodies. But do it being on time. Don't do it because you're trying to justify your lateness. It's not happening. Respect the time. Pay the money. Feel free to tip. Okay? Some people just never tip. I don't require it, but I do really like it. It feeds my savings piggy.
Tell them your office hours.
My office hours. Wait, what's the movie?
Big Red.
Big Red. My office hours are from 9 to 5. Actually, I'm in Wednesday through Saturday. You can see me at Legacy Salons in Arlington. Shameless plug. So, that being said, I love spending my time here with Sisters Unedited. And so, we have to get ready for our next show. We have to get ready for our new location. We haven't decided where it's going to be for that live broadcast. We hope that everybody joins us. Any last words?
Just tell them where to watch. Visit our Sisters Unedited page on Facebook, or you can go to krwcmedia.com
or krwctv.com.
Or you can find us on YouTube.
Yeah, you should catch up. Go to YouTube. You can catch up on all
if
the
you missed any
episodes.
shows.
If you missed
It's
anything.
ridiculous.
Outside of that, we thank you guys for watching, and we want you to tune in next week,
Definitely.
and we'll see you then.
Bye-bye.